Hmm. Hello, everyone. My name is John McCurdy. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm changing some things here. For when I'm doing video, it's a very new thing for me. And as you can see, I'm still a bit of an amateur at it, but here we go. So, if you're new here, if you haven't been following me, you can find a lot of my old messages on my website at johnmccurdy.com. You'll also find messages at johnmccurdy.substack.com, and you can subscribe there for notifications. You can also find the transcripts there, the full text transcripts edited by me of these messages, which going forward will be available only on the paid subscriptions, but they're not very expensive. So, but it's a lot of work to do those transcripts, and so I need to charge something for them. So, what do I do? Well, I've called it channeling, although not so much into channeling other entities. I channel my own soul, my own divinity. And there are others around. I often feel a number of the ascended masters gathering around when I do these messages and adding their consciousness. There are close friends of mine on the other side of the veil. Yeshua, the one known to most people as Jesus, from that lifetime 2,000 years ago. He's a very close friend of mine, and he's often standing right here beside me, along with the one who birthed him in that lifetime, known to so many as Mother Mary. She's been a close friend for a long time. She's here also, so often. And sometimes I allow them to speak through me. It's channeling. It's really just a process of, well, for every channeler, it's channeling their own soul. And it's their soul, their divinity, which makes a connection with the other being's divinity. And so, for the most part, I channel my own soul. I call him Master John. It's not really a him. I've lived many lifetimes in female bodies also, as women. But here I am, a man in this lifetime. And so I call my soul, my master self, Master John. So, so here we go. Let's take a few minutes to breathe. Just settle into you, get comfortable. I'm going to do the same here. Breathe for a couple minutes. Maybe I'll cut in some background music for a couple minutes, but let's just take a few moments and settle in. Feel the energies. There's lots of energies moving around right now. Around us, gathering around. Let's feel them. I am that I am. And I am divinity. And so are you. Welcome, dear friend. I am Master John of Magical Service. You see, when you begin to recognize your own divinity, that's when life becomes, so magical. That's when you begin to discover the flow. The flow of your own divinity. It's like a river, a grand river. And it's taken you on some... You've actually been in the flow for all of your existence. You've been in this river. You are this river. But you wanted to experience the river in all of its depth and all of its glory and all of its hardships and everything that it is. So you've been, you could say, floating down this river for a long, long time in human terms. You are not this human that you see in the mirror. You are so much more. You're divine. You are, humans, they talk about this grand God. You're actually way beyond that. Because that's a human imagination. God created in the image of humans. Created by human imagination with all of the human attributes, including vengeance and rage and anger and all those things. And love. Yes, you call him a loving God. And you created some of those aspects in him. Notice it's a him. Because modern humans tend to look at the masculine as the greatest part of the human. It's not. You are both masculine and feminine. You have been on Earth in both kinds of bodies many, many times. You think of them as past lives. They're actually not. They're actually happening right now in different parts of your time frame, your timeline, your timescape. You know what a landscape is like? In space. You can't have space without time, and so time is the other dimension of your time-space reality. So time can have escape as well. Timescape. Truth is, there's no such thing as time or space. Except in this reality that you have created around yourself. This river of life. This river of your own divinity. You created an experience of time and of space so that you could have an adventure within that. And so that you could find the answer to that grand question that you asked. Who am I? So in human terms, you've been living in this time-space illusion. The mind wants to call it reality, but it isn't. It's an illusion. You've been living in that for a very long time. You look at your other lifetimes and they seem to be in the past, but they're actually happening right now. And they're also changing right now because of you. Because this lifetime is special. If you've found your way here, it's most likely because you're coming to the end of your journey. Because you have begun to discover the answer to your question. You have begun to discover your own divinity. So for you, very likely this is your last lifetime on earth. Oh, don't be sad because, when you go home, it's so grand. It's so beautiful. It's so you. But now this too has become a part of you. You will be able to come back, pop in and out, play in this reality, or recreate it anywhere else you want to in your experience. But now, you are coming into your completion. Because of all of the experience of all of those humans that you have been, that you are. You are the one who's bringing all of that together. Oh, it's pre-agreement with your soul. And in this lifetime, you bring it all together. You've been called the designated ascendee. The one who brings everything together. Who brings the enlightenment, the realization of the answer to your question. I am that I am. That's the answer. Now, that phrase was first uttered thousands of years ago. The one called Moses, when he asked the consciousness that he believed to be God, "Who are you?" This consciousness responded, "I am that I am." That phrase doesn't quite make sense in the English language. I am that I am. What does that mean? Shouldn't it be, I am all that I am? Well, you see, that word all is itself a limitation. What about what you are not? You're that too. Yeah, that truly doesn't make any sense to the human mind, but feel into it. It's all you. You could say what you think you are not. You're that too. But even that puts a limitation on it. I am that I am. There's no limitation in that, or at least as close as we can come in human words to no limitation. You are existence itself. And as you have discovered in your journey on earth, you are also non-existence. Well, kind of. There's not really any such thing. You cannot not exist. You've always existed, and you always will. Humans have this thing about death. They think it's the end, and indeed, for a long time, that's all you knew. Your loved ones would get old and die, and they were gone from your life. And then you get old and die. Then you'd come back and be born again as a new baby with no memory of the other times. You wondered why. Well, now you wonder why, now that you understand that you've lived so many lifetimes. You wonder why you forgot. You think you did something wrong, but no, it was by design. You see, if you remembered all of your other lifetimes, it'd drive you crazy. You need a reset to come back to Earth and play the game again so that you can do it in a new way and have a new experience. Meanwhile, your soul collects all of these experiences and it distills the wisdom from them. It doesn't remember all the details. You remember your past lives. Some of you are beginning to. And your mind fills out those memories with all kinds of details about them. Well, a few of those details might be right, but mostly it's your mind creating a story. Because your soul doesn't remember those details, doesn't track them, because they don't matter. What matters is the essence, the feelings, and in particular the wisdom that comes from them. So here you are, at the end of your journey. And you are discovering that you are divinity. Now, you might have noticed that John has changed our brand. Used to be Discovering Freedom, which is a beautiful, wonderful concept because indeed, it's like you've been living in a cage with a door that was wide open, but still stuck inside this cage. And in this lifetime, you've been discovering your freedom. But the funny thing is, when you finally start coming out of that cage, you finally realize your freedom. You realize that you are divinity. Divinity is the source of everything that you are. It is the source of your freedom. It is you. For so long, there was a veil between you and your divinity. It was actually a job that you gave your mind long ago when you first came to Earth. You had trouble staying here because Earth is a very harsh place compared to being home with your soul. And you kept popping back out. So in order to stay here, we got together, and many of us, and came up with this idea of a mind. A mind that would have the job of distracting you from anything outside of your human reality, from anything outside of your human senses and perceptions. This mind would do its best to invalidate all your other senses so that you wouldn't be distracted by them and tempted to jump out of your body and go home. Yeah, it worked really well. Worked a little too well. Because, you forgot who you were. I mean, you truly forgot who you were. I forgot who I was. When we came to Earth, we're born into a body, and we looked around, and who am I? I look a lot like those animals over there. And you got older, and people around you died. You came to realize that you too were going to die at some point, and you lost hope. But you could feel something deep inside. Oh, your mind kept shutting it down and invalidating it. But you could still feel there's something more. But I don't know what. And I must have done something really, really wrong to be put into this harsh place. So you fell into shame. You stopped trusting yourself. You stopped trusting your knowing. And you dove deep into this unknown, into the darkness. Well, it took many, many, many lifetimes. For those of you who've been on this journey, many of you have been here well over 1,000 times. Yeah, that's not true for most humans. They haven't been here nearly so much because this wasn't their job. They came here just for the experience. And they only really came here after you started discovering the answers. But you've been here so long. Now you're here. You finally began to wake up. You finally began to let in a little bit of your knowing. And here you are, coming to the conclusion of this incredible experience. And finally, you are coming to the place where you too can say, I am divinity. The mind will still question that, because that was its job. It's an old habit. But even your mind is coming to realize that the job is over. I am divinity. Oh, and that is what we are going to be exploring here moving forward. What does that mean? How does that translate into life on Earth? Some of you are going to say, I've been looking for my divinity for so long, I don't know how to access it. Well, that's changing too. For a long time, it was very difficult to access because of that veil. But dear friends, on March 22 of 2023, just a few weeks ago, that veil came down. It's a project many of us have been working on for a very long time. The time was finally here. Consciousness was finally ready. And the veil was taken down. Oh, you're going, well, why don't I feel that? Actually, you do, if you allow those feelings to surface. Say, well, why hasn't the world changed? Why isn't everybody feeling that? You see, people have free will. Not everybody is ready to feel that yet. And so they're keeping their own veil in place for the time being. That will change also. Because as you take down your veil, as you allow it to come down, as you allow your divinity into your life, now the others are going to start seeing that. They're going to start wanting what you have. And then they too will begin to take down their veil. In time, it'll take a while, but we can tell you that in 30 to 50 years, this planet will not be recognizable because humanity is changing so fast. You worry that so much of humanity is changing through technology. And indeed, that is going to accelerate. It's going to be a great deal of change due to technology. Because there is enough consciousness on this planet. It's unlikely. It's possible that the technology could turn into a disaster, but it's very unlikely because of you. Because there is enough consciousness on this planet now to guide the technology. And as people dive into it, it's actually the ultimate expression of the mind and the human limitation. It's the ultimate expression of the veil. And as people dive deeper into that, take it on more and more, it's going to fall apart around them. It's going to take them right into their own enlightenment, to their own realization of who they are, of their divinity. Then this planet will change from being this brutal place, the one and only place in all of creation where you could truly discover your divinity. It will change into a garden, a museum almost, in celebration of your journey, in honor of your journey. Because in answering that grand question for yourself, you have answered it for all of creation. It has changed all that is. And that change is accelerating. So yes. It took me a while to get it through to John. And indeed, it wasn't time yet. So the timing is perfect. To make these changes. I am Divinity. Going forward, we're going to dive in to the experience of divinity. We will be starting a very focused online class. Interactive, we'll use Zoom or something similar. You'll have to pay for it. But you can. If it calls to you, you'll be able to pay for it. We'll share more details as we work them out. We'll be creating other classes along the way. And we will continue to provide these messages nearly for free. Oh, you can watch them for free. It takes John a lot of time to do the transcripts, so we're going to charge for those. $12 a month. You can afford that if you really want those transcripts. And if you want the most timely notifications, we have many details to work out, and we will. We'll let you know. But for now, go look in the mirror. Take a deep breath and look into the eyes of your divinity. Your first response is going to be, I don't see anything. I just see me, my human. Be still, mind. Take another deep breath. And look into the eyes of your divinity. It's you. It's your essence. It's right there. Allow it to show itself to you. And if you still don't feel anything, don't worry. It's there. And it will get through to you in the perfect moment. But open up. Open your awareness to see your divinity whenever you look in the mirror. Open your awareness to the feeling of your divinity within you, to the knowing of your divinity. You see, that's how the wisdom comes. You have access right now. For the first time ever, you have access right now to all of the wisdom that your soul has distilled from every one of your lifetimes. but it's not a way of thinking. It's not like your human common sense, which is simply your human's experience. No, this wisdom, it is the knowing of all that you are, of all that you have ever experienced. It doesn't come in words, but it's a feeling. It's there. And it will put the right words in your mouth in every moment, if you trust it. That's something John had to learn a few years back. Something popped out of his mouth, and somebody didn't like it. And they let him know they didn't like it. And he started to question himself. And I came to him. Oh, he just wasn't quite so aware of me at the time. But I came to him and I said, John, you are God also. And God doesn't make mistakes. Can you trust that? Can you trust that what came out of your mouth was exactly the right thing for that moment? Even if somebody didn't like it and you don't understand why you said it, can you trust that? John took a deep breath. And he said, okay, I'll trust that. Well, that was a huge breakthrough, because he began to realize that was true about everything in his life. It was all in divine perfection. He thought he'd made all of these mistakes. His life felt like a failure. He couldn't seem to get anything right. He thought it was all a big mistake. He thought he was a failure. He wasn't. He was living through an experience that was so vital and so necessary. And everything in his life, he can see it now. He can feel it now. Everything in his life was in divine perfection. Not human perfection. Not at all. But divine perfection. And he began to trust that. Then finally, he began to discover the love for himself. Dear friends, that's the key. Love and acceptance of you just as you are is what opens you up to the experience of your divinity. Your divinity is here. It's always been here. It's not something you have to call in or look for outside of yourself. In fact, if you do, you're going to be frustrated. It's right here. It is your very essence. And now, for the first time in all of your journey, now you can truly experience that. And that is what we will explore going forward. I am divinity. And life is so grand. My human. My human still questions that. But he knows now. He knows to let it be. And together, we will all open to this divinity and discover what it means, what it feels like in our human lives and in our non-human lives, because you're going to be more and more aware of your non-human existence. You see, you're human. It's just a little part of you, kind of like your little toe is a part of you. Part of you that forgot for good reason. It wasn't a mistake. It was necessary. And now the block is gone. The memory is coming back. Oh. Slowly, in human terms, because we don't want to overwhelm you. But the memory is coming back. The feeling is coming back. The knowing is coming back. Just open to it. And if this calls to you, go to that website and subscribe. And stay tuned. And so it is.